Okay, we're starting with the bottom seat padding with the heated element on it. We're going to put the new leather cover on top of it. The leather cover has Velcro slits in it and also side slits, as I'm calling it, that you'll need to Velcro in. I think the best way to do this piece is actually start trying to Velcro those in. Start from the front and work your way to the back. Try to smooth out any leather parts as you Velcro it in. Make sure that it's tight and snug as you pull it around the sides. Okay, on the back of the foam seat that you have the leather cover on, you'll see that there are Velcro straps and the wire for the heated seat. You want to make sure you start strapping that back piece together. You want to place the bottom seat on top of the frame, and you're kind of pushing in the back of it. It's a little snug fit on the back, but just kind of fitting it on the frame around the sides, pushing it down and making sure you get the side pieces down secure. Just keep pulling a little bit, but pretty much just kind of sits in place. You don't have to worry about a few things on the side where all the controls were as far as making sure the leather fits over those. And then you work yourself to the very back of the seat. You can pull in the Velcro straps there for the back. Make sure your wiring is under those straps. You want to pull that tight, Velcro that. Then there's a top flap that actually goes over all the Velcro straps and the wiring to cover all that up. There's another piece that goes up behind the seat that will go in with push pin clips, pretty much the same type of setup that you had from the original factory. Now that the bottom seat is insecure, you want to take that back piece that we had covered earlier, and we want to cut out the metal bars that are in the back of the seat. You can feel them with your hands and just kind of cut one solid long line right over that metal bracket. And there's two of them, one at the top, one in the middle. This will expose the bracket so you can clip it onto the back of the seat when you install it. A putty knife is recommended for the top one. Put the putty knife inside the metal bracket on the back of the leather seat cover and hold it into the top clip, and then slide the whole seat down and get it on that top clip. The top clip is the hardest clip to get on. The center clip is pretty easy, but you're going to work top and then push down to get it connected. If you're not able to get that top clip, because it is, like I said, the hardest clip to connect, as long as you get the center one, you're going to be fine. Think about it. Nothing's pulling the seat to pull out. You're sitting in the seat, and that back panel is not moving at all. At this point, you can really see the finished product and how it looks. It's starting to look really, really nice. We can move on to the back and just kind of check out, make sure we've got the wiring behind the straps, that it goes tucked behind everything and everything's Velcroed up. And you can go ahead and clip in that green clip and the black clip, which will control your heated seats. I made sure I tucked them behind all the bars and got them totally out of the way of being mashed or anything like that. Just kind of check that wiring when you connect it back. You also have this leather piece that you want to push pin at the back of the seat. There are no holes in it, so you'll have to poke a hole with the screwdriver. So just kind of pull it up tight, line up where you want to poke a hole through, and push in those push pins into the back of the seat structure. I use the back of my screwdriver to push in on these push pin clips, just so I don't have to wear out my thumb. Just kind of smack it a couple times and they go. Okay, we're going to pull that drawstring tight on the bottom of the seat. Just make sure the front and the sides of the seat have been pulled down tight so it kind of covers everything. But just pull that string tight, tie it in a bow. It's going to be hidden behind the leather piece that you see that's going to flip over the back, covers everything. You can use the zip ties to connect it to that bar right there. Now again, if you have the hog ring tool and the hog ring clamps, you can use those as well. You can see that I go through the process where I made the little small cut in the leather material, so you could actually put the zip ties now in it and zip those on that metal bar that I showed you. That process actually worked, so there's no need to go buy another tool like the hog ring tool. Now for the base of the seat, the bottom of the seat, we're going to have to cut out a hole for the wiring to come through and to also screw on the metal bracket. Take your time on this piece. Pull down on the side of the leather to make sure that it covers this hole really well and you're cutting at the right spot. Again, like any of the cuts that we've done to this leather material, you're going to cut a small hole and you can make it larger as you go until you get the correct size. That way you'll always have a nice cut. I laid the old seat cover over the new seat cover so you can kind of get an idea of what the hole size should be and make sure that you're kind of doing things right. But just go slow with cutting out that hole for the wiring, and you'll have to maybe punch a little hole for getting the screw to hold the bracket on, that sort of thing. It's just a matter of patience and taking your time, and it'll come out really good. I use the electric screwdriver to get the screws going into the metal plate and the leather. That seems to be a lot easier than hand doing it. You can probably still do a hand screwdriver, but it's made it a lot easier putting this bracket on. Now that the metal bracket is attached, you want to go ahead and pull the plug wires through and start connecting the slider switch and the other plug connection, and go ahead and connect it to the plastic side piece. Now that you have the side plastic cover connected, look at the front of the seat and just kind of check your gap. I had a little bit more gap on this one as shown in the video, but with the bracket, if you keep bending a little bit in the front and reattach that plastic piece, you can bring that front gap basically snug to the seat. The reason for this gap is the difference between the original seat and the plastic part that was made for that seat versus the 2012 seat and foam. You can use your hand on the back side of the seat to push up on the slider control, because I had to do that to actually get the button snap back onto the front of it. And also the handle, as far as moving the back of the seat, you just snap it on, push it on, because it's got that kind of horseshoe type clip that will go on the bar. As we go into the car, you'll see the finished product for the passenger seat, and you still look over to the driver's seat. I haven't done it yet, and you can see that the old style, see the difference. Here's my driver's seat as I have finished it. I'm also going to show you videos of the end result where I've actually had both seats completed. And in this part, you can see the pictures of both seats in the car as a completed product. Thank you for watching the video, and stay tuned for more Papa Gear videos to come.